What's up, you guys? Common Bengals W. By God, it's that time of the year. I thought about waiting until Tuesday. I thought about waiting until Thursday. And I was like, no, man, why would I wait? Why would I wait? We pretty well know what the Bengals season is like. We know what things are looking like right now. We know what the team looks like right now. So let's go ahead and make these predictions. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you guys can chime in the comments section with your thoughts. Please check out the shorts tab too, even though sometimes I accidentally upload a video twice. I upload Bengals related like sites and videos and stuff like that there as well. If you're new here, commonbengalsw.com will lead you to our YouTube. We are also now on podcast platforms everywhere. No wrestling talk here. Get the wrestling talk out of here. It's football talk right now, and it's time to talk about the Bengals season. So also, Mike, I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Mike Pennell, a 34-year-old defensive tackle, has signed with the Bengals. He's going to start on the practice squad and then hopefully make his way up to the main team, so to speak. He had 3 sacks last year in somewhat limited play, which is more than he had ever had. Last year was one of his best years, actually. So I think that is a good depth piece for the Cincinnati Bengals, but let's go ahead and talk about how the season will go. We're going to switch our layout here. How can I do this? Bam. If you ever wondered how often I actually play around, there we go. Or maybe, how about that one? How about that one? And we'll just get rid of this little frame right here. And obviously for audio listeners, I will be as descriptive as I can be. So this is a website called Playoff Predictors. And basically it's going to allow me to pick who I think should win or will win games this season. And we're going to start off with our Cincinnati Bengals. And let me know what you guys think as we do this, because I understand it's an afternoon show. Mike wants to recklessly speculate on Dallas signing Trey after this year, but do you think Trey wants to leave after a 1-year extension? I think the Bengals are going to franchise tag him, and he will stay at like $38 million. But let's talk about this season. I wish there was dark mode on this son of a bitch, but there's not. Oh, there is. Oh, they got dark mode. Man, I willed it into existence. So here we go. Cincinnati Bengals at Cleveland. The Bengals are given a gift the first 2 weeks of the season. The Bengals have been notoriously the slowest starting team in the NFL to an embarrassing level. That's why you got Joe Burrow out there preseason. That's why you got Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, all these players out there preseason. Also, their defense playing a lot more this preseason because there's a lot more spaces and spots up for grabs. And I think that these first 2 games are very important. Starting off the season 2-0 would be gigantic for Zach Taylor. I will say this. If the Cincinnati Bengals lose the first 2 games of this season, I think that Zach Taylor gets fired as the coach of the Cincinnati Bengals, because then things get much harder. Let's jump right into it, though. I got the Cincinnati Bengals beating the Cleveland Browns. The Browns are in disarray. Their defense looks good, but also it's the Cincinnati Bengals offense. I think the Cincinnati Bengals offense is, first off, it's loaded. It's absolutely loaded. I got the Bengals getting that off their back and emerging with the victory over the Browns. I think this is the year they finally get that off there. But also, the Browns rocking with Joe Flacco as a 40-year-old man. I don't have a ton of confidence in that. I do think it was probably their best option of the 6 quarterbacks that they had. He's not bad by any stretch, but The Browns always treat the Bengals like it's their Super Bowl because it's the closest they're going to get to one anytime soon. But I actually kind of like the Browns' method of quarterback. They saw last year the Steelers were like, well, hey, we're going to carry Russell Wilson and Justin Fields in. One of them's got to be decent. The Browns are like, well, we paid all this money to Deshaun Watson. Maybe he tries to force his way back this year. We got Joe Flacco. He is a proven backup that honestly was very, very good for the Browns a few years ago. Led them to a 4-1 record. Then they drafted two guys. I like their approach. They got two high upside guys, and they hope that one of them works. And when you're the Browns with the history of quarterbacks that they have, drafting two is good. The Bengals are going to win, though. Let's go week 2. The Bengals are going to be at home. The Jaguars were not good last year. They were very bad. Very, very bad. Now, I'm not going to this opening game, I don't think. Unless if I get invited, maybe I will. We'll see. Last year, I looked like a goddamn traffic cone in this open and orange stuff. But it was not a good time. Not a good time. I don't think that what the Jaguars have in Travis Hunter is going to pay dividends by week 2, but I don't think that they expect it to in week 2. I think that they expect him to become a franchise player and really, really try to emerge and make him something special long term. So they're going to be figuring out what exactly it is that they're doing with him. I see the Cincinnati Bengals winning this one. Go ahead and slap that big dub up there. The Jaguars will be improved this season, I think. They had 2 pretty good seasons with Trevor Lawrence before, and I think Trevor Lawrence will do good in this game, but I got the Bengals winning. This next game is one of the more difficult games that I think there is to pick, because the Minnesota Vikings are a very, very good team, but you don't really know what their offense is going to look like as things stand. Like, we don't know what exactly it is that the Minnesota Vikings are going to be with like JJ McCarthy as a quarterback. They do have Carson Wentz as a backup, and I got to be completely honest. If Carson Wentz gets into this game, I think the Bengals are going to lose it, because the Bengals are really, really bad against backup quarterbacks. But also, you've got a lot of issues, and I mean, Justin Jefferson's been dealing with a thing lately. Also, you've got Jordan Addison, who's out for a while. You're dealing with a lot of depth issues on defense and stuff on their second team and stuff like that. But their defense is also very good. It's just, no matter how good any other defense is, I do have confidence in the Bengals' ability to at least match them. Jefferson been back in practice 2 weeks, I know, but it's dealing with a hamstring at all as a wide receiver is something I'm just cognizant of, and something I keep my eye on. He'll be fine. Like, he's going to be fine. Like, the fact that they have him listed as questionable still on the depth chart is very unusual. I'm going to go with the Vikings here, but that's just because I don't know what JJ McCarthy is, and they're on the road. I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals over the Denver Broncos. I think that Bo Nix might actually take a step back this year. Now, obviously, Bo Nix was better than many expected last year. Because, I mean, there were people that were like raising hell about the idea that he was drafted as high as he was, and then he stepped in, he won 10 games, he made the playoffs. Like, I really look at Bo Nix, and I was so impressed at what he did, and completed the ball well. He moved the ball well on his feet as well. Like, he was very, very good last season. I think there will be a bit of a sophomore slump, as I think that the teams aren't going to underestimate him nearly as much. I'm going to be at that game, by the way. I'm going to be there. Very excited. I might be there to see the Detroit Lions defeat the Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah, I don't know how else to put this. Jared Goff is so reliable, so sturdy. The Lions are such a good, complete team. Like Jahmyr Gibbs is so good. I don't see anybody stopping him. Amon-Ra St. Brown is so good. Jameson Williams is so good. Sam Laporta is so good. They've got good people like Penei Sewell on the offensive line. They got good defense. DJ Reader is going to be there trying to prove a point. Aiden Hutchinson's going to try to be, feasting on what defense we have there. I don't see this being an issue for the Detroit Lions. Maybe it'll be a good game, but I think the Detroit Lions are going to win this one. So the Bengals face the Packers coming off of a bye in Lambeau, which means I'm going to have to hear that really stupid ass touchdown song a bunch. This one isn't as clear cut. Like I could see the Bengals going into Lambeau and winning this game. And that's the way that I'm leaning right now. Although, Micah Parsons ending up over there is for quite a big sway, right? Like that's quite a big sway for that team. To be able to add that guy to the team is just almost unfair. Now, last year, the Packers had a lot of different receiving options. Like they would throw the ball to Jaden Reed, Tucker Kraft, Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs, even Wicks. Like they really spread out their receiver options, and I think that is something that could end up harming the Bengals. So I'm going to go with the Packers there. Ah, man. Cincinnati Bengals are going to beat what I don't know what this is, this number right here. Cincinnati Bengals are going to beat the Steelers at home. That's even if Aaron Rodgers makes it this far into the season. Sorry, I know I'm getting dead air. Even if he makes it that far, I think they're going to knock the living shit out of Aaron Rodgers. I don't think there's any way the Bengals allow what happened last year to happen to them. Don't think it's happening. The Bengals coming off the bye, taking on the Jets. Listen, I don't even know much about the Jets. I just know that at this stage, the Jets are not going to be. I mean, Justin Fields coming in. I don't think they're going to be much to worry about for the Cincinnati Bengals. I got the Bengals winning that. Oh, damn. And the Bears, you know what? I got the Bengals beating the Bears too. Although I think the Bears do take a step up this year. I think this will be a good year for Caleb Williams, but I think this is really, really good for the Cincinnati Bengals. This is a good stretch of games right here for the Bengals. The Bengals schedule doesn't look as bad as it did. I mean, late in the season, it's rough though. It's rough. Bengals are going to beat the Steelers coming off the bye. Cut, copy, paste, repeat what I said. The Bengals are winning. And then they're going to avenge their loss against the Patriots from last year. Listen, I don't think Drake May's that guy. I don't think he's that guy, pal. And I got the Cincinnati Bengals taking this. Not going to happen. But also, what isn't going to happen is the Cincinnati Bengals beating the Ravens. I think the Ravens are too good. I think the Bills are too good. I think we hit a skid here of where the Ravens and the Bills all end up beating the Cincinnati Bengals. And it's a rough streak. It's a very, very rough patch that gets the Bengals at 8-6 in decent place for the wild card. But probably out of the division discussion maybe out of the division discussion, because I have them going on to Miami and losing that game as well. And I just feel like the Bengals get very streaky. So seeing them win 5 in a row is not a surprise. Seeing them lose 4 in a row is not a surprise either. Now, if Tua isn't in this game at all, I think the Bengals win that. Now, also, the Bengals have shown their ability to really, honestly, stomp the Dolphins, whether they got Tua or not. They got Zach Wilson backing him up. I would feel really great about that. A lot of the offensive weapons that the Dolphins have are going to decide whether or not they win this game. Because if, like, the Dolphins lose one of their offensive weapons, I don't think that they win. And I mean any of them. If Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Devon, if any of them are out, I think that the Bengals win. And I think they'll probably have somebody else playing tight end by then. I do have the Bengals, however, winning the last 2 games of the season and ending at 10-7. I think they beat the Arizona Cardinals at home. I think that the Bengals will actually find great success in playing against Kyler Murray this year. And by week 18, I think the Browns are just figuring out what the hell they're doing next season and figuring out who their QB1 is going to be. Because, I mean, the Browns do not expect to make the playoffs this season. Could they make a run? Could they do something crazy? Sure. Sure they could. But I don't see it happening. So the Bengals are at 10-7. I have them sliding into a wild card spot. I want to know what you guys think. I want to know how you guys feel. A few things that are important. If the Bengals lose the first 2 games of the season, I think that Zach Taylor is gone. There are a few games that I look at and I say, okay, the Bengals could actually end up winning that. That being one of them. I do not have faith in the splits here. The Bengals have also had pretty good success against the Bills. If the Bengals win 11, 12 games, you got to feel really good because the Bengals defense is not good. Not good. Not giving you that Jets game that easy. Well, guess what? Justin Fields will. So that's all that matters. I'm very excited. I will be here Sunday after the game talking to you guys. Let me know what you think the Bengals record is going to be. Till next time, my friends, we're out.